Thanks, Anne, for your contribution. I want to talk about the religious policy of the Bolsheviks and the religion in Soviet times. During the first years of the establishment of the Sovietization, Bolsheviks actually didn't consider Islam as a great obstacle for the construction of the socialism. So they tried to grant their relative religious freedom to the Azerbaijan people, and they actually demonstrated themselves as a defenders of the religious rights and the feelings of the Azerbaijan people. But later, the path of the time, throughout the Bolsheviks strengthened their power over the Caucasus region, they actually changed their religious policy toward the dissemination of the Islam in this region in the first half of the 20s, and they started actually application of the religious and radical campaigns against the dissemination of Islam in this region, and the closure of the most of the synagogues and the churches in this period related to the mid of the 1920s. In the middle of the 20s, actually. April invasion in 1920s led to the Bolsheviks anti-religious policy against the most important annual Shia processions of Ashura. But the major attack, just as in the rest of the Soviet Union, began at the end of the 1920s and then accelerated during the collectivization. When mosques were closed and visits and donations to the so-called Purs, graves of the both Sunni and Shia saint became one of the greatest example of the sign of the religious life. The lack of the religious scholars and the clergies in this period led to the rise of the Sayyids, which called descendants of the Muhammad. In the area of the religious sects, it can be said as a secularization policy of the Bolsheviks, secularization policy of the pre-Soviet Azerbaijan intellectuals. Additionally, the atheist position by Bolsheviks explained the limited knowledge on Sunni-Shia rivalry, and to attach themselves to any of these sects, especially noticeable among the young generation, eventually led to the dispersion of the above-mentioned Soviet Muslims and the Soviet identity of Caucasian Muslims by giving its place to ethnic national Muslim identity. Thanks for listening. Now my group mate Rifat will continue.